Are your instruments too heavy? Are there not enough strings on them? Do you need an instrument that's at least 500 years old? I'm Dan Marino Dandobino, and you can come to Dan Marino Dandobino's Instrument Emporium. We've got violins, we've got violas, we've got cellos, we've got basses, but those are going hot. They're going quick. They're going real quick. We've got a wonderful selection here. This viola could be yours. I'll put a new string on it.
Look at how big our parking lot is.
You won't find a lower price.
There's a few stains, but we cleaned those up. I promise, we cleaned up the stains.
They're not in this room. They're in another room. And I can't afford it. It's too much money. I'm giving these instruments away.
If you want to play the violin, you should just be able to play the violin. You want to play the viola or the cello or the bass, you can do that. You're allowed. Like I'm allowed to wear this hat.
So if you want a string instrument, come on down to Dan Marino Dandobino's String Emporium. Hey, what's up? It's Mr. Paul. If you're watching this video, that means you have the opportunity to learn how to play a string instrument. I am so excited to get to tell you about all of the different ones because these are my favorite instruments to play out of all of the instruments in the entire world. There are 4 instruments that we pick from in the string section, and they're all a little different, but they all share some similarities. The big ones is that we make sound by either plucking the string, that's called pizzicato in the biz, or drawing our bow across the string. But here's the thing. There are way more string instruments out there than the ones we're gonna talk about in this video. I'm not gonna talk about guitar, I'm not gonna talk about ukulele, whether or not the piano counts as a string instrument, which I don't think it does, but that's a whole other conversation. We're not even gonna talk about the hurdy-gurdy. You know how hard it is for me to not talk about the hurdy-gurdy? Look it up. Humans have been putting strings on resonators for hundreds of years, and how the ones we know and love today come from an instrument called the rebec that was popular from the 13th to the 16th century, which, if you don't know, that's from about the year 1200 to about 1500. Like, we thought that the rebec was the first bowed instrument, but there has been some evidence lately of a completely different instrument coming even before that in the year 800 called the rebab in some Arabian country. We can't go into all that. Instead, we're only going to focus on the instruments that you have the opportunity to play in school. Let's talk about them now. This is the violin. This is the smallest member of the string family. Sometimes it's called the fiddle, and you can hear this guy almost everywhere in music today. It's very popular. Violins have the highest pitch strings in the orchestra, and they're up here. So most of the time, violins get all of the melody. They're like the main characters of the orchestra. This is what 2 violins sound like when played together in a duet. This right here is a viola. No, I'm not pranking you. I know it looks exactly like a violin, and you even hold it the same way, but this is a viola. The main way you can tell the difference between it and a violin is that violas are usually a bit longer, and right here you can see in the body, it's a little bit wider. That is because one of the big differences between the violin and the viola is that the viola has 2 low strings. Violin does not go that low. One thing about the viola, though, is that it doesn't get a whole lot of main character action. That's usually for the violins, but sometimes this guy really does get to go crazy. Here's the thing, y'all. Viola is not as popular as the violin. We need viola players. So let's hear what those sound like as a duet. This right here is the cello. And no, I'm not feeling tired or lazy. You do have to sit in a chair in order to play this instrument correctly. Notice how it comes right to my hands. Ah, I'm so comfortable. The fun thing about the end pin is before it was invented, people had to hold this thing with their legs, just like this, for a long time. My favorite thing about the cello is that, yeah, it plays the low notes really good, but it also plays high notes really fun too. So I get a little bit of high stuff, the melody, and low stuff in the harmony and the bass lines. It's just a good time. Here's what two cellos sound like playing together. 4. This is the bass. Sometimes it's called the double bass, sometimes the string bass, acoustic bass. One time I heard someone call it a bull fiddle. I don't know what that is, but I like to call it El Gigante. Yeah, this instrument holds it down on the low end. The bass is rarely in the spotlight, but usually likes to chill in the background laying down one of these. This instrument really is like the heartbeat of the entire orchestra. Here's what two of them sound like put together. Well, there you go. Those 4 instruments make up the entire string family of the orchestra, but we have yet to hear what they can sound like all together. Please enjoy the full orchestra. So there you have it. Which instrument will you play in the string family? Only you will be able to answer that question. No matter which one you try, I know you won't be disappointed. I'm Mr. Paul, and remember, don't eat the rosin. Don't eat the rosin, please. You're not supposed to even, taste the rosin. Bye. So there you have it. I'll start down here.
Hello?